Hi guys, it's Bud here. Welcome to episode 63 of the Roundup. Honestly, I've left it really late. I actually forgot about the episode, so it's going to be a really quick episode. It'll probably only be about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. In this episode, we're obviously going to look at the results. We're not going to look at really anything else, just the results of the first week of Major 2 qualifiers. Obviously doing our predictions for next week's games. And obviously the roster change as Real, who I'm gutted for Real. Real is no longer on the KOI starting lineup. It's just crazy, crazy, crazy what's happened to him on Black Ops 7. And KIPS, who is on the Huntsman roster, gets his chance in the league. If you're new, please subscribe to the channel. It's free, and like the video if you enjoy. Like I said, this is a quick episode. I do apologise. Obviously, the games start very soon, so I'm just gonna get it uploaded and yeah. Let's get straight into it. So obviously, KIPS, welcome to the league. Obviously, Huntsman, another Huntsman graduate, so it's looking good for Huntsman. KIPS is coming in, so it'll be Insight, Kleenex, KIPS, and Joe Deceives. I don't know how Insight keeps his spot on this roster, honestly, but he does it. Fair play. And yeah, KIPS, obviously, it's going to be a good opportunity for him. Let's see. Let's see what he can offer to the team. Let's see what he can do. And obviously, I'm hoping that he can do pretty well here. But we'll have to see how it goes. But I will be obviously cheering him on, as he is part of the original Huntsman team. So if we look at our results, so Optic start off the stage with a really nice 3-0 win over Boston Breach, very comfortable for Optic. Royal Ravens destroy KOI 3-0, and that's when I'm thinking, yeah, KOI are in trouble. Heretics then beat FaZe 3-0, so big shock there. Well done to Heretics. FaZe 3-0, and I was not expecting that result. Really good showing from them. Our Major 1 champions, Gentlemates, continue their hot form with a 3-1 win over the Riyadh Falcons here. Optic get a reverse sweep against G2. G2 were 2-0 going into that overload. Optic managed to fight back and win this series 3-2. A good series for Optic in the end, but still, it's a series you expect to be winning. But it's still nice for them to get a win on the board there and to go 2-0 going into this second weekend of matches. FaZe beat KOI 3-0 here, and this is where KOI were like, yeah, we're going to have to make a change because at this rate they're not going to be at Birmingham. Obviously, two teams will miss out fully. Thieves beat Surge 3-1. Nuim, obviously Nuim's debut, 2 wins on the board for him. Gentlemates beat Heretics in the France versus Spain matchup. Breach beat Falcons 3-1. I wasn't actually expecting this result. Now, could Falcons potentially make a change? There was rumours, but nothing set in stone just yet. But we'll have to just see on that one. Definitely could happen, just not yet. That's definitely one to keep an eye on, though. Without a shadow of a doubt. Um, and then we've got Thieves versus Ravens 3-0. Pretty straightforward, this one for the Thieves. They'll be pretty satisfied with that start, but obviously they want to see how they play in not in ranked, sorry. What the fuck am I on about? In LAN with Nwim and against tougher opposition. And then G2 played Cloud9. Cloud9 gave it a good go with the new roster, but it was a 3-0 win here for G2. So, we've got these week's matches. We start with Surge versus FaZe. That'll be a 3-0 to FaZe. Falcons Cloud9 will be a 3-0 to Falcons, I think. KOI versus Thieves. I'm going to go 3-1 here to Thieves. Uh, KOI versus Minnesota. I'm going to go with um Koi Minnesota. Koi G2, sorry. Koi G2. I'm gonna go 3-2 to Minnesota to G2 here. I'm gonna go with the G2 dub. Thieves versus Breach. I'm gonna go 3-1 to Thieves. Um, Gentlemates versus Ravens. I'm gonna go with uh Thieves. Gentlemates Ravens. Ravens are a decent online team. I'm gonna go 3-1 Gentlemates though. Optic versus Miami Heretics. I think this is going to. I'm going to put a bit of a shock result out there, and I'm going to go with 3-1 to Miami here. I just have a feeling Optic won't go 7-0 in this split, and I think that Miami will be one of the teams that'll beat them. Obviously, it's not ideal, but I'm just going to go with it because I feel like there will be a shock or two every single week. Like, it's normal, you know? It's completely normal for that to happen. So I'm going to go with that. Um, Falcons Royal Ravens. This is a tough one. But I'm gonna actually go 3-1 here to the Falcons. I think they have to win this series. Because I think if Falcons go on 4, they will have to definitely make a roster change. And I don't know if they want to make a roster change or what, but they'd have to. Surge versus Breach. I'm gonna go 3-1 here to Breach. I think they've got a little bit more than the Surge, but you never know. With Surge, they can perform well. Sometimes, obviously, Gwyn and TJ, the main two pieces on that team, they can play well, but we'll have to just see what happens, of course. And then obviously we have Cloud9, Optic versus Cloud9. Could they potentially win a a map? Yeah, Cloud9 could win a map against Optic, absolutely, but I don't see it happening. I am gonna go with I am gonna go with Optic here 3-0. And then G2 versus FaZe. G2 have got FaZe's number. Sorry about that. G2 versus FaZe. It's a tough one because G2 have had FaZe's number a bit, and then obviously FaZe beat them in the game 5 of the LAN. I'm gonna go 3-1 to FaZe. 3-1 to FaZe. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, like I said though, really, really, really short episode today. I do apologise. Honestly, I thought it was better than no episode. I have been pretty poor with the roundup recently, I know that. I do think that the lack of views has probably had a bit of an impact. We have dropped off this season. I won't deny it, we have. It's not ideal at all. It's disappointing. Um, and it has made me question if I want to do the roundup next year. We've obviously done. This is obviously the third season that we've done. This is the second full season that we're doing. So we've obviously had the roundup for a while, and we've not had a growth. Obviously, we've had like the champs specials do all right. We've had a couple of episodes, like 4, 5 episodes that have got over 100 views, which is really good. But I think for the effort I used to put in, wasn't really getting rewarded. And now, if I look at the views for this season, I think we've only had one video that's got over 50 views this season now. 40 views, sorry, this season. And it is obviously kind of disappointing to see. Like I won't deny it. It's shit. Because obviously I want it to be a hobby of the roundup. I was obviously hoping that it was going to get better. But obviously when you do something like that for such a long time and now you're not seeing any growth, yeah, it can be a bit of a dampener. Now obviously the roundup I've done for such a long time, like it's difficult what to decide to do. But I won't be getting rid of the roundup mid-season, like even if it is the fact that we will just do less episodes during online qualifiers again. Like I think that definitely can be a possibility. Um, I obviously just really want to I want to keep it going, but we just don't have. I don't know if I can after this season. You know, it was definitely something I was already considering going into the season, and I decided to keep it going. I do think Optic winning champs genuinely had a big impact on that because it gave me more excitement going into the season. But yeah, look, I know that the views have been down. I know I only do YouTube as a hobby. It's not always about the views and that, but like sometimes when I did like a 45-minute episode for the major and it got like 30 views, do you know what I mean? Like when I've been doing, if it was like the first episode of the roundup, I completely understand. Like I completely I would get it. But the problem is, this is episode 63 and it's the views are getting worse. And I just think that it might just be one of those situations that just doesn't get better. Like in all honesty, yeah, it's a bit of a shit situation. Like I'll happily admit that. But I do think that this season is likely to be the last. I don't think we'll get to 100 episodes, but even if we get to like the 75 stage, that's pretty sick. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. I know I ended up half of it being a rant, just like the future of the roundup. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Um, Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.